Yo, guys, Urban Bars brings you the best UK reactions to rap, hip hop, and urban music from all around the world. And guys, we are on our journey checking out our man Sidhu Moose Wala. And it's been a great journey, people. Here at Urban Bars, I've been checking out Sidhu Moose Wala for the last so many days, people. And I've heard tracks that I've heard before. I've heard tracks that I've never heard before. And I've heard tracks with the English subtitles that absolutely have changed how a track I've heard before resonates with me. So here with our man Sidhu Moose Wala, there's another new track that I haven't heard before, guys. I know you guys have heard this track, and I'd love you to put your comments down here in the comment section, guys. This track is called Legend. I've been asked to cover this a few times over the last couple of weeks. So guys, let's check out our man Sidhu Moose Wala. Let's check out Legend, people. Let's go.
Yeah, the kid.
आओ दिल दा नी माड़ा तेरा सिद्धू मूसे वाला.
Oh, you got like the Michael Jackson, the laugh in the background. And who was that? That was Vincent Price, wasn't it, on the track? Now, it wasn't bad. Thriller. That was it, wasn't it? Thriller. And of course, as soon as I heard that, I just knew that was beforehand the Kid. Just the Kid and Sidhu Moose Wala go together like bread and butter, people. They were so great. Legends.
Yeah,
Legend
the kid.
आओ दिल दा नी माड़ा तेरा सिद्धू मूसे वाला.
Sidhu Moose Wala.
हो अनलिमिटेड चलदे आ वैर दी लिमिटेड काउंट ने ब्रेथ रे मैं.
So straight away, Sidhu's saying he's got conflicts with a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. But he's got it in there to keep going, people. Trust me on that.
तेरा सिद्धू मूसे वाला. हो अनलिमिटेड चलदे आ वैर दी लिमिटेड काउंट ने ब्रेथ रे मैं दुनिया दे ओपोजिट चलदा ते पैर दे चलदा आ डेथ दे.
So he's saying that he's got conflicts with a lot of people. His breaths are limited. So that means to me, my time is short. I've got a lot of opposition going around me. My time is short. My breath is limited. But he said, I walk a different path than the rest of the world. But my path is parallel to death. So I'm just checking this out. Sidhu Moose Wala is a legend. He's always going to be a legend in all of our hearts, people. Trust me on that. But I think Sidhu knew that his time was short. And there was so much for him to do. So much for him to do. I've just covered Sidhu Moose Wala on the 295. And that was talking about religious blasphemies, this, that, and everything else. And people all having their own issues with him because he was talking on subjects and getting involved in politics, etc. That a lot of people didn't want him to get involved in. But Sidhu was a man from his heart. He spoke from his heart. He had drives. He spoke for the Jat people, for the Musa village. He spoke for his people. And he wouldn't let anyone get in his path. So if you listen to a lot of his lyrics, the musical side of Sidhu Moose Wala, he was always standing up for what he believed in, people. So he's saying he's walking on a different path, but it's a path parallel to death.
हो अनलिमिटेड चलदे आ वैर दी लिमिटेड काउंट ने ब्रेथ रे मैं दुनिया दे ओपोजिट चलदा ते पैर दे चलदा आ डेथ दे. कन्यां दे तां दिलां विच रहना आ कन्यां दे तां समझों भी बाहर.
I love that. So many people love Sidhu Moose Wala with their hearts. And lots of people don't even understand Sidhu Moose Wala. So I started watching Sidhu Moose Wala. This is why I started my channel, people. Because I just loved his voice and his music. And it's only from listening to him and checking out some of the bits and pieces, especially now with the subtitles, people, check out that Sidhu Moose Wala was more than just a voice, more than just music. He was a person of his own heart and of his convictions. He absolutely stood up for what he believed in, and he fought for what he believed in. He fought for his people. He stood up for his people. And when people stand up for something, the cause they believe in, there's lots of people who don't like it, lots of haters, people from higher ups as well. They don't like it, and they want to muddy the waters and to make him seem, Sidhu Moose Wala seem not as he is and not as he was. And this is why he says, while many people don't even understand me, they just listen to him as a singer, as someone who's involved in potentially gangster moves, blah, blah, blah. But Sidhu was so much more than that. He fought for his causes, people.
ਕਈਆਂ ਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਆ ਕਈਆਂ ਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਮਝੋਂ ਵੀ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਓ ਯੰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ
I love that. My age. Because remember, he was only 28 when he passed, and he did so much so quickly, so soon. My age is amongst the youngest artists. So he was amongst one of the youngest people, but he was an old soul on young shoulders. Oh, I love that. So you could group Sidhu Moose Wala amongst the young uns, but when you hear the name SMW Sidhu Moose Wala, it's as a legendary name. So when you think of legends, they're timeless people, timeless. So before, now, or later, you'll always hear that name because of his achievements and his accomplishments. He is a legend. Oh, I love that. So when Sidhu Moose Wala is around, they ain't gonna say boo to a goose. But if his back's turned or he's not in the vicinity, then these people grow up and big up their chests. They become big men with big hearts in his absence. But when Sidhu Moose Wala is present, they cower in his presence, people. Wow, so true amongst great people.
ਸਾਡੇ ਹੁੰਦਿਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਛਾਂ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੱਢਦੇ ਹੀਰੋ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਮੇਰੀ ਐ ਬਸੈਂਸ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਪੰਪਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਸਾਲੇ ਉੱਡਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਪੰਪ ਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਚੜਾਈ ਤਾਂ ਲਾਇਸੈਂਸ ਤੇ
Oh, with a pump action. 5-6 rounds with a single cartridge. So there's no chance of failure, people. If he gets his crosshairs, if he gets you in his crosshairs, guys, you don't want to be on that radar. And then he's talking, and I think I cover this in Me and My Girlfriend. So in that track, Me and My Girlfriend, Sidhu Moose Wala was talking about his girlfriend as being his gun. We've had other rappers from way back in the days talking about the same thing. You've got people like Tupac as well who said the same thing. The analogy of his gun being his girlfriend, who is his one and only love, but also to think he'll look after the most, etc., etc., to think he'll trust the most, and he keeps it closest to him. His gun is his girlfriend, people.
ਧੋਖੇ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਚਾਂਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਓ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਮਸ਼ੂਕ ਕੋਈ ਨਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਓ ਯੰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਜੜਾ ਚੋਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਯਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਯੰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਜੜਾ ਚੋਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਯਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਯੰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ ਲੈ ਜੜਾ ਚੋਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਯਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਓ ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਬੀਫ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਰਦੇ
So he's talking about keyboard warriors, keyboard gangsters, people who are in the ether and the air, beefing with him, talking about him, hating on him, blah, blah, blah. But in real life, they wouldn't come close to touch a hair on his head because they will never say or act in real life on what they say on the internet.
Online beef ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਉਂਝ ਮੇਰਾ ਬਾਲ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੱਟਦੇ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊਆਂ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰ ਲਈ ਆਓ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਫੈਨ ਸਾਲੇ ਯਾਰ
from the internet, check the interviews. So listen to what they say and read between the lines. Secretly, they are fans of Sidhu Moose Wala. They may moan and go against him, etc., but they are jealous of him. I remember years ago, who was it? Howard Stern, the shock jock, the US shock jock, said the same thing. he was here before the internet, everything else, and his show was, say, a 3 hour long show. And what used to happen was the people who loved Howard Stern would listen to maybe 90 minutes of that 3 hour show. But the people who hated on him and were writing letters and trying to get him taken off the airways, etc., listened to more or less 3 hours his total show. And it's really weird, that, isn't it? The people who hate you most will jump on you and ride on you the most, and they'll probably know more about you than even your fans. It is a weird thing in this life, people. There's people who hate you, and maybe it's because they want to be you. They want to be in your place, and they want to know how you got to get to that place and how you got to be so great.
ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊਆਂ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰ ਲਈ ਆਓ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਵਿੱਚੀ ਫੈਨ ਸਾਲੇ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਤਰੱਕੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜਾਵੇ ਨਾ ਐਵੇਂ ਸਾਲੇ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ
See, you can't bear a success.
ਆਓ ਜੰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ ਤੇ ਲਾਇ ਜੜਾ ਚੋਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਯਾਰ ਨੀ ਜੰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ ਤੇ ਲਾਇ ਜੜਾ ਚੋਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਯਾਰ ਨੀ ਜੰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਸਟੈਂਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਚ ਤੁਰਦੇ ਆ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਪੈਂਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਚ ਤੁਰਦੇ ਆ ਆਮਨੀ
Ordinary people stand with bended neck. Only a few stand different than most.
ਤੁਰਦੇ ਆ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਪੈਂਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਚ ਤੁਰਦੇ ਆ ਆਮਨੀ ਐਂਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਚ ਲਾਈਫ ਮੇਰੀ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਟ੍ਰੈਂਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਚ ਚੱਲੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਂ
So here, our man Sidhu Moose Wala, he's prophesying that his days are numbered. Wow. See, while ordinary my life is in its last moments. So Sidhu knew that there were other powers out to. So my life's in its last moments while my name is in the trendings. So the bigger and the wider Sidhu Moose Wala was getting known, the more target was on his back.
Strangers, there's no money exchanges. I got these kids and rangers to leave them niggas brainless.
ਆਓ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਰੂਗਾ ਮੁਕਾਬਲੇ ਗੱਲ ਪੱਥਰ ਤੇ ਲੀਕ ਮੇਰੀ ਲਿਖ ਓਏ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਬੀਵੀ ਗਾਣੇ ਕੱਢਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਬਰਾਬਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਇੱਕ
So Sidhu is saying it's almost like one sentence, one song he drops, you couldn't even get the same impact with 12, 15 different collaborations, anything else, because his words are carved in rock. They are there forever because they are so prophetic, his words, and you know that they mean and they ring truth. And that's what he's saying. While my single track is equal to all of your dozens, he just has to say one thing and it means more, has more impact than all of your albums put together.
ਆਓ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਰੂਗਾ ਮੁਕਾਬਲੇ ਗੱਲ ਪੱਥਰ ਤੇ ਲੀਕ ਮੇਰੀ ਲਿਖ ਓਏ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਬੀਵੀ ਗਾਣੇ ਕੱਢਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਬਰਾਬਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਓਏ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੁੱਤਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਦੌੜ ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਭੱਜਦੇ ਰੌਲਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੇਰਾ ਕੋਈ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਓ ਜੰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ ਤੇ ਲਾਇ ਜੜਾਂ ਚੋਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਯਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ ਤੇ ਲਾਇ ਜੜਾਂ ਚੋਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ
So those who compromise themselves for money. Some people will do anything for money, people, whilst the greats keep it real. Money and awards. And Sidhu's not in this for money and awards. He's in this from his heart, people. for his
ਕਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਜਾਏ ਗਰਾਰੀ ਤੇ ਗਾਣਾ ਸੱਤ ਪੈਰਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੁੱਕਦਾ ਆਓ ਚੱਕਾ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਸਾਈਡ ਕੋਈ ਕਰ ਦੂ ਆਓ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਮੂਸੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਕੋਈ ਕਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਓ ਯੰਗਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਤੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਜੜਾ ਚੋਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਯਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਯੰਗਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਜੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਜੜਾ ਚੋਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਯਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਓ ਕਤੀੜਾ ਨਾ ਯਾਰਾਨੇ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਨਹੀਂਓ ਡੱਕੀ ਦੇ ਜੇ ਚੁੱਪ ਮੂਰੋਂ ਬੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਭਲੇਖੇ ਨਹੀਂਓ ਰੱਖੀ ਦੇ ਆਓ ਨਾਮ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਠੋਕਦਾ ਏ ਜੱਟ
So Sidhu is saying as well, so just because someone is silent doesn't mean you shouldn't step forward and absolutely plead your case, people. Sidhu Moose Wala hits publicly calling out those names, the people who just keep a silent watch.
ਜੇ ਚੁੱਪ ਮੂਰੋਂ ਬੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਭਲੇਖੇ ਨਹੀਂਓ ਰੱਖੀ ਦੇ ਆਓ ਨਾਮ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਠੋਕਦਾ ਏ ਜੱਟ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਮੂਸੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਗਨ ਡਾਊਨ ਕਰਨੇ ਨੂੰ ਮੋਢੇ ਗੈਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੱਕੀ ਦੇ
Go to room 112. Tell the Blanco sent you.
Wow. That is a legend. My goodness. Guys, I've not heard that track before. Wow, that was incredible. It's prophetic as well. So Sidhu Moose Wala knew his time was limited. But he knew he still had so much to do. And there were people, dark forces, who were looking to prevent him from doing what he needed and what he had to do. But Sidhu Moose Wala was saying those people who just sit back in silence as well. You need to step forward and you need to stand up and be counted. And Sidhu Moose Wala was saying his young age, remember, he was only 28 when he passed, people, at his young age. And he was not that many years in the game either, people. His was a meteoric rise, but he used his position, his platform, to build for his people, to fight for his people, to make everyone aware of who his people are, people, and to fight for right and justice as he saw it. But there were dark forces who didn't like that, who were always trying to muddy the waters and to make him look bad in many places. But he was saying it just took one word from him to be etched in stone, when those 50,000 words from the others didn't mean or count for anything. They just washed off like water off a sandy beach, people. So Sidhu Moose Wala knew, because he also said he didn't walk with the rest of the world, but the path he was walking on was the path. So he knew that his time was limited, people, but he also knew that his words were legendary, that would live on and on and on. So he was determined to push on for as long as he could to get to his destination. So that was Sidhu Moose Wala, people. That was legend. That was fantastic. I have to listen to that again. I like the sound of the boom bap. The Kid and Sidhu Moose Wala go together like bread and butter, as I said, people. Unbelievable. Whatever genre they were looking to make music at, they were perfect. But guys, make certain that Sidhu Moose Wala lives in your heart. It's 2 years to the day, people, when this terrible tragedy happened. 2 years where I still cannot believe it's happened. But guys, make certain Sidhu Moose Wala lives on in your hearts, in your minds, and in everything that you do, because he was fantastic. Guys, make certain you look after yourselves, you look after each other. Go out and check out more Sidhu Moose Wala songs, especially over the next few days, and keep his absolute aura, his essence alive in your hearts, your minds. And people, be happy, because Sidhu Moose Wala did so much in such a short period of time that will live on and on and on forever. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed that, because I'm going to be playing more Sidhu Moose Wala reactions. I've got a lot more tracks with English subtitles so I can understand them more. But even without the subtitles, the music always hit me here. So it is what it is, people. Make sure you look after yourselves, you look after each other. You subscribe to my channel here at Urb'n Barz, and you listen to more of my Sidhu Moose Wala reactions. Guys, make sure you have a great day and you remember Sidhu Moose Wala. Guys, I had to take a deep breath there, because I still can't get over it. But we're going to be going on and checking out more Sidhu Moose Wala reactions. So stay on this channel, guys, and make sure you come back to the next Urb'n Barz reaction, guys.